Hello everyone! Today we're going to be recapping everything that's gone on in the Mario Kart Wii TAS community in June 2025. Let's get into it! To start with, in the regular tracks, on June 13th, Alego11 uploaded the 1.5 second improvement to Mushroom Gorge No Glitch 3-lap, featuring contributions from Corvid and Monster, as well as Marth, Clem, Cesar, Ejay B and myself, with inputs taken from the recent flap. It brings together all of the developments over the past couple months, and more. With an up-to-date start slide, a better starting mushroom abuse, more optimized driving from the flap, the path switch mini turbo from the flap, the slow ramp and faster mushroom abuse sequence from the flap, and a significantly better final mushroom abuse sequence. As with other complex tracks over the years that have been revisited after a while, this TAS exceeded expectations, completely skipping over 135 and jumping straight to 134. So many minor optimizations were found that Corvid supplemented the run with a making of video the following day, which I highly recommend watching. On June 22nd, Tactical, using Clem's Super Slide setup, performed the first Coconut Mall fountain skip using an outside drifting bike, after it was performed with an inside drifting bike by Ancient almost 4 years ago. It uses an apex clip to redirect the vehicle towards the yellow wall, allowing you to shoot down to the out of bounds instead of landing back on the track. After years of speculation, this finally proved Wario Bike to be faster than Flame Runner for no Ultra Flap, since it can Super Slide into the shortcut and Super Hop after it. About 12 hours later though, Monster managed to get the apex clip to clear the entirety of the upper track, something Clem had tried a few hours earlier but not got enough air to achieve. This saves potentially over a second compared to the shooting down to the ground strat, as you are no longer spending a significant amount of time moving nowhere horizontally. 4 days later, Corvid uploaded a 665 millisecond improvement over the 10-year-old SNES Ghost Valley 2 No Glitch 3-lap by LirWm. The TAS featured contributions from Alego11, Ejay B, Oiro, Campbell Mop, Sorry, and Ego, and closed the books on a decade of strat developments on the course. There is a brand new start slip into double mini turbo into Rio Drift sequence found by Ejay B, Campbell Mop, Sorry, and Ego back in July 2024. The trick off the slow ramp at the end of each lap, which was made faster back in 2015 by Estaloy, and refined over the years to its current form, found by 2023 by Ejay B, was used for the first time in this category. The TAS notably avoids side tricks on laps 1 and 2 to prevent tilt locking, which would reduce how much you can rotate on the shroom spot, losing time. Finally, it reaches a pace lock on lap 3, where you can bounce over the falling blocks as they fall, but cannot reach the point any earlier, as doing so will cause you to hit the blocks, and going around would lose more than any currently known time save can make up for. The same day, I uploaded my next venture into old strat TASes on N64 Mario Raceway, by improving the No Ultra 3-lap by 2.053 seconds. I say No Ultra instead of unrestricted since the Ultra is 3-lap viable, it's just no run exists yet. Anyway, before I started this long-term project, the current BKT used the best known strats from August 2019. The route at the time being 1 super grind and 1 hill shortcut. In December 2019, I found that the super grind still saved time without the hill cut, so the route became 2 super grinds and 1 hill shortcut. I made a test of that route last year. In July 2020, Marth found that Bullet Bike could perform a 1 shroom hill cut with land back, so the route became 2 super grinds and 2 hill shortcuts. Marth asked me for help in optimizing the super grind, then Malio and Ejay helped optimize Marth's newly found shroomless grass cut strat before he got stuck at the S-turn afterwards and the project died. The new TAS is a complete version of this route, with help from advanced ghost comparison tools to allow me to finish laps 2 and 3 in a single day. This is not the final iteration of the category, as the optimal strats for inside drifting bikes involves a 3rd super grind, and the optimal strat for outside drifting bikes involves super hopping and super sliding, but those will come in the future. The next day, Mikul discovered that the mid-lap super grind on DS Yoshi Falls was possible shroomless. For context, when Marth found it back in August 2021, it took 1 mushroom. It was immediately both 3-lap and flap viable, but was only implemented into flap categories as nobody had an interest in completing a 3-lap TAS. When Mikul found the egg shortcut in August 2023, it made the category a lot more enticing, and so there were questions as to what the route and shroom spots would be. Performing Marth's super grind took a mushroom, but performing the egg shortcut took 2, and meant you couldn't perform Rocky's super grind into the next lap. It was then improved to 1, but you had to lose over a second to set it up. I took some time to try and compile all the different alternatives, and came to the conclusion that Marth Super Grind on lap 1, Rocky Super Grind at the end of laps 1 and 2, then the 2-shroom egg cut on lap 3 was optimal. Mikul planned to make a 3-lap, but only got around to finally making strat tests in June this year. After making a demonstration of my outlined route, he wanted to test if it would be possible to get Marth's Super Grind shroomless, and from there, 1-shroom egg cut without the long and slow setup. This had been tried with multiple vehicles back in 2023, but he was trying again on Flame Runner, using Dry Bowser for his increased mini-turbo stat. While he was doing this, I found that said long and slow setup was actually half as slow as we thought, only losing about 0.6 seconds. This made performing the egg shortcut on both laps 2 and 3 the optimal route, but with all mushrooms used, that left no use of Marth's Super Grind. Mere minutes after this, Mikul got the shroomless Super Grind, making it possible to perform Marth's Super Grind on lap 1. He immediately searched a spear and was able to carry it into the waterfall, but not the bridge. At least not for another 2 days. Unfortunately, though he got to the waterfall, he still was unable to get the 1-shroom egg cut. Yet. Lastly, 3 days later, on June 30th, Alego11 uploaded a TAS of a brand new category, SNES Ghost Valley 2 No Ultra 3-Lap. This category has technically existed since super hopping was found and proven faster on this track back in 2022, but there has never been a full TAS made. Just after the No Glitch 3-Lap was uploaded, while work on the No Glitch flap was wrapping up, Justin found a new strat on the ramp shortcut, involving bouncing off the blocks, which lets you take the following turn much tighter. Ejay then improved this significantly by clipping through the following block, taking the turn even tighter again. Upon further investigation, it was found that both these methods, and in fact any method of driving on top of the GV2 blocks without losing speed, was a result of horizontal wall glitch. Therefore, this new strat was placed in the No Ultra category, and an IDB Strat's No Ultra 3-Lap was completed and uploaded. Eventually, this will be obsoleted by super hopping, but it still stands as the fastest way to complete the track without the Ultra shortcut on an inside drifting bike. Alongside the discovery of the block horizontal wall glitch, Justin also found a new shroom spot for flap that wasn't confirmed to be faster until after the No Ultra 3-Lap hype died down. In the custom track scene, we saw 4 TASes uploaded. On June 11th, TAS Comp TASer and TAFer Skip uploaded a 3-lap TAS of Shy Guy's Stormy Seaport, improving on Karson's TAS from March by over 6 seconds, utilizing the trickable posts to completely demolish the beginning section and using Spear instead of Flame Runner. 3 days later, on June 14th, new TASer Paul uploaded what is possibly the most optimized first TAS by any TASer ever, as well as one of the most optimized CT TASes ever, the 3-lap TAS of Bowser Jr.'s Fort. The creation of this run involved utilizing the full capabilities of every modern tool to their advantage, such as TAS Toolkit, Advanced Ghost Comparison, Optimal Wheelie Turning, and Auto-Encoding scripts, which is unheard of for a first-time TASer, so just an incredible start to what will hopefully be a TASing career full of great contributions. 3 days after that, on June 17th, Firefanged uploaded a ridiculously clean-looking 3-lap TAS of Midnight Museum. Finally, a week later, on June 24th, Tactical uploaded a 3-second improvement to his prelim flap TAS of Kanoko Cave, getting help from Shadow to achieve this time. In case you didn't see the last one, this features super hopping, ODM, and fast wheelie glitch, but now additionally, much cleaner movement, an instant turnaround after the big shortcut, and a wheelie trigger to top it off. Amazing work. There were 3 tasks run in the MK TAS competition in June. First, Task 10, created by myself and hosted by DashQC and Flurry, featured the return of the 2022 bingo board and had you completing a row, a column, and a diagonal on 3 different runs. It was won by Cyan MK, Cesar, and myself, who performed the shroomless delayed lap count and ultra shortcut on N64 Sherbetland, a brand new boatless backward strat on N64 DK's Jungle Parkway to immediately enter the cannon, and clean driving and strats on Grumble Volcano. A special shout out to Sombro, Koei, Loru, and Skip for discovering a brand new reverse ultra strategy on Cooper Cape, and Marvis, Police, and LirWm for barely disqualifying in a different way on each of their 3 runs. Then came Task 11, created by ellucinea and myself, and hosted by ellucinea. It was on Jungle Jamble and had you using green characters and completing as much of the lap as possible without touching the ground. Of course, everyone completed the lap, so it just became a challenge for who did it the fastest. It was won by Marvis, who, using many of the side-switching strats from other runs, managed to edge out Cyan MK on the last turn. Lastly, Task 12, created by Flurry and Lucio Wins, and hosted by Flurry, was on CTR Sewer Speedway, and had you using Crash Bandicoot, who was really just a retextured Diddy Kong, and completing a relic race. For those unaware, this means there were crates with the number 1, or relics, scattered throughout the course, which when hit freezes the timer for 1 second. The lap 1 time was aware of the frozen timer and made for a very unique competition, and a very annoying result video to edit. It was won by Marvis and Police, who went out of their way to collect several extra relics, though missed one they could have hit, which was used by 2nd and 3rd place. One little fun fact about this task is the timer actually stayed frozen all the way to the finish line, so the task basically finished at this box, and you could do a very short TAF that lost a few frames with no penalty, as you'd still end up with the same time. This also marked a back-to-back win by Marvis, who became the 7th person ever to achieve such a feat. Congratulations, Marvis! On June 27th, ellucinea uploaded a 200cc TAS of Stroben's Desert Illusion, which just like any ellucinea TAS features a highly detailed breakdown in the subtitles of the video. Clearly, a lot of work was put into this run, and it shows in the quality of the TAS. Finally, on June 15th, Blounard uploaded a Kart TAS of Anthill and Apian apartments using the newly discovered method of building EV by drifting on moving road or water. And on June 24th, I uploaded to TASLabz a compilation of 19 abandoned or obsoleted lap 1s, spanning from 2020 to 2023, for the sake of documenting autostrats that had gone years without a video. And that's it for this month. See you soon for next month's video covering July.